All right, welcome back. We're going to be talking today about our leading tone triad, which is to say the collection of notes T, Re, and Fa together. And we've actually seen these notes before together in a different context. Let's go to the whiteboard and explore it. The first video, we're going to talk a little bit about T, Re, Fa in a melodic perspective. Second video, we'll talk about it in a harmonic perspective. So let's go to the whiteboard. All right, so here we go. What we've got here is we're talking today about the notes T, Re, and Fa. And if you remember what we've been doing in sight singing this year, you'll actually remember that we've seen these notes before. We've seen them as friends. This four-note collection, Sol, Ti, Re, and Fa. And so you should be fairly comfortable singing these by now. We know that Sol likes to resolve to Do, Ti likes to resolve to Do, Re likes to resolve to Do. Ti, Do, Re, Do, Ti, Re, Re, Ti. Here I'm doing to resolve to Do. And then Fa, of course, another unstable half step wanting to resolve to Mi. And of course, in between Ti and Fa, we have a tritone here in between those two. And that tritone creates a magnetic pull, if you will. The Ti half step pulling to Do, super strong magnet there. Fa pulling to Mi, super strong magnet right there. Make those nice strong resolutions. There, nice strong magnets. Make some good arrows here. All right, so those two strong resolving notes. And so this is actually one of the few things that I agree with Rameau on. Rameau thought of Ti, Re, Fa as Sol, Ti, Re, Fa, that dominant seventh chord, just without the Sol. And that makes a lot of sense to me. Ti, Re, Fa behaves very similar in a melodic and harmonic context to Sol, Ti, Re, and Fa together. And so to me, it makes sense to classify them as the same things. They both have an authentic function. They all want to resolve, as you can see, to that Do, and the Mi wants to come back to that. And so to me, it makes sense to think of it as a Sol, Ti, Re, Fa chord without the Sol in it. Anyway, let's establish a key and hear these forces. Do, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Sol, Do, Ti. Here when you go back to Do, Do, Re, back to Do, Do, Ti, Re, Re, Ti. And here wants to come back to Do. And of course we go farther. Do, Mi, Fa. You hear that Fa and come back to Mi. And now if I just add them in. Do, Ti, Do, Re, Do, Fa, Mi. And hear each of those resolutions. And then make it really quiet when I resolve. Ti, Do, Re, Fa, Mi, Ti, Re, Fa, Fa, Re, Ti. You hear that unsettled character of the tritone that we're outlining? Ti, Re, Fa, Fa, Re, Ti. And here, of course, once we go back to Do, or Ti, Re, Fa, when you go to Mi. And so that's the sound of that diminished seventh chord. And as I said, thanks to sectet, or start calling it the seven diminished, which is to say it's the triad that is stacked thirds on top of Ti, and it's a diminished triad, of course, that diminished fifth from Ti to Fa. I'm more with Rameau on this one. I like to think of it as 5/7 without the Sol, but you're going to be transferring somewhere that has Roman numerals, so you're going to have to be stuck with the difference between 5 and 7. It's one of the things I don't like about Roman numerals. It implies that things that are basically the same are more different than they are. It also implies that things that are very different are the same. We'll talk about that later too. But for now, this is the seven diminished, our leading tone triad. Let's go to a melodic example of this and see it in context. So turning in the manual, the anthology for sight singing, we're going to turn to melody number 855. I've also got it up on my screen here. All right, so I'm just taking a look through, kind of parsing through, follow with the cursor here. Do, Mi, Do. Okay, so it starts on tonic. Ti, Re, Fa, Fa. Oh, there's that seven diminished chord there, our leading tone chord. Fa, Re, Ti, So outlining that, I'm going to want to hear the T resolving back to the Do. I'm going to hear the unstable character of the Fa up top wanting to resolve to that Mi. You can kind of see this expansion here, Do to T, Fa to Mi. It's expanded the melody outwards and then back in. Do, Mi, Sol, Sol, Mi, Do, the complete tonic triad. T, Re, Fa, Fa, Re, Ti, going back to that diminished triad back to Do at the end. And I'll just use this note that I've been using all along for my Do. I don't know if it's an F or not. Do, Ti, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Mi, Re, Do, Sol, Do. Do, Mi, Do, Ti, Re, Fa, Fa, Re, Ti, Do, Mi, Sol, Sol, Mi, Do, Ti, Re, Fa, Fa, Re, Ti, Do. And as I'm doing that, I'm really embracing that dissonant, unresolved character of the Fa. Ti, Re, think of it wanting to resolve to Fa. I hate and feel pulling down, and I'm fighting against that pull. Re, Ti, Do. And so that's the diminished 7th chord in a melodic context. Last thing, let's do a melodic dictation, shall we? Oh, wrong question. Let's go to question number 6. So here's a melodic dictation. So we're going to be listening for Do's, Mi, Sol's, Ti, Re, Fa's. Let's see what we have. If we have a short example in A major, we need to add a clef and a key signature. I'm going to do that even before I listen. Obviously, it's in treble clef, and obviously A major is 3 sharps. Not asking me for time signature, it's just going to ask me for pitches. But I see that I've got half notes and quarter notes, so I'm going to listen for longs and shorts. Let's take a listen. All right, as always, we're going to worry about half of the melody at a time. So I heard 4 long notes at the beginning. Ya, da, da, da. It always works to hold that first note and sing down until we hit Do to figure out where we started. Ya, da, 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 bum, bum. So we start on Sol. Sodom. There's a skip, and I probably skipped from Sol to Mi. That'd be a nice place to skip. Sol, Mi, Re, Do. Just coming down the scale there. Okay, good. So Sol in the key of A. There we go. Sol, Mi, Re, Do. Sol, Mi, Re, Do. All right, let's listen to the second half of our melody. Ya, da, ti, da, and then it went fast. Da, 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 right up the scale. And you hear that unstable note. Da, da, dum, da, dum. It ended with Ti, Do. I'm hearing that very clearly. Sol, Mi, Re, Do, dum. Up the scale. Do, Re, Mi, Fa. That was an unstable note. Da, Ti, Do. Hey, what would be a good note to put in between Fa and Ti? Right, Re. I'm doing the Fa. So that's the Sol, Sol, Mi, Re, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Re, Ti. There's the diminished 7th chord. Ti, Do. Fa, Re. And there was a long Ti, Do. And there's our melody. Yeah. So hearing my tonic triad outlined here, stable pitch, I heard it go up the scale. Re, Mi, Fa. I knew it ended with Ti, Do, and then I just used my knowledge of theory. I didn't even have to clearly hear that that was a Re. I know that in between a Fa and a Ti, I'm most likely to have a Re, as I outline that Fa, Re, Ti. So there's our diminished 7th, our Ti, Re, Fa in a melodic context.